Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Play The Legend of Zelda The Wind Waker. In today's episode, we're taking on our next major dungeon in this game. We are taking on the Tower of the Gods. The Tower of the Gods is actually a kind of really tall dungeon. As you guys can see, there's 4 floors. But like on the outside, it doesn't look like it's 4 floors. It looks like it's like 10, 11, 12 stories high. So, but there's actually a good reason for that, because in the middle floor, the second floor, there's a teleporter that teleports you up to the 3rd floor, which by all technicality could be like, you know, miles high in the sky and everything. But anyways, I wanted to mention that, well, the fact that this dungeon is pretty tall and lengthy, the majority of the time you're spending is practically on the 1st and 2nd floor of the dungeon. As you guys can plainly see, the 3rd and 4th are very short rooms. And, well, majority of the time on the 1st floor, you're dealing with tides and currents and stuff like that going up and down all the time. So you kind of got a time factor into like going into certain rooms when the tide is down at a certain angle, because the 1st floor is flooded with water, if you guys can plainly see. And on the 2nd floor, this is where most of your puzzles are going to be, where there's a couple gimmicks involving statues where you have to lift up statues and you have to go place them in certain spots and everything. And then on the 2nd floor, there is 3 particular statues that you need to escort to the center room, where B is, if you guys can see on the map. But anyways, I think I rambled on a little bit enough. We'll be getting into more detail about the dungeon here in a few minutes. So without further ado, let's get on with the episode. And welcome back, everybody, to Let's Play The Legend of Zelda The Wind Waker. In the last episode, we placed the last of the pearls, and we gained access to this gigantic tower known as the Tower of the Gods. In today's episode, we're going to take on this tower as another dungeon that we have to take on. And this dungeon is quite different than the other ones. It's mostly because the King of Red Lions is actually accompanying you in this dungeon, for once. But first we want to do is come over here and wait for reach this room before the current rises up, because the gimmick of this dungeon is the current. The current coming over here and like screws with you a lot, so kind of goes up and down, left and right, up and down, all around. I know that was kind of a Sonic thing, but anyways, we've got gold Choo-Choos. We've seen these guys before. They're electricity based. So if you come into contact with them, they will electrify you. First thing first we want to do is we want to get the bombs out, because, well, I have no need for the bombs. I'm going to push this block over here before the current comes up and screws with me here. Okay, and then we're going to come over here to this cracked wall, and we're going to place a bomb right here. Hopefully that doesn't blow up my box. Nope, it doesn't. Okay. Over here is, well, a bunch of jars. There's also a treasure chest here. Let's go ahead and open this treasure chest. Inside this treasure chest is a dungeon map. So now we have another dungeon map of the dungeon. Dungeon map of the dungeon. You don't say, Matt. Anyways, let's go ahead and blow this cracked wall open. And we're going to have to blow that other one up, but we're going to have to push a box closer to it. So we're going to have to wait until the current gets down here. This is a lot of this waiting games, and there's a lot of gold Choo-Choos over there, but I'm going to ignore them for right now. Just keep pushing this block over here as close as we can. Now let's go ahead and take care of these guys. Whoa, okay. That's not going to end well. I have a feeling that's not going to end well. But anyways, we want to throw this bomb. Ow. It didn't work as well as I thought it was going to do. Let's go ahead and take care of these. Zappity zap, zappity zap, zap, zap. Go ahead and kill these Choo-Choos, because these Choo-Choos are annoying. Okay, but anyways, let's go grab this and pull it back just a bit. There we go. One thing about the gold Choo-Choos is they don't drop their own chew jelly. In fact, they drop like a combination of blue or red. Or not blue or red, green or red. I'm sorry. Whoa, hello, Choo-Choo. Go away. Inside this cracked wall is another joy pendant. That's why I've been trying to kill it for the last, like, 5 minutes, it seems like. But, anyways, let's go ahead and kill the sphere real quick. And we get a combination of blue, green and red chew jelly. And over here, there's practically nothing but a heart. Yeah. We're gonna have to wait for the current to get down so we can get through this door. Like I said, that's gonna be the name of the game, mostly on the first dungeon here. And the first floor of the dungeon here is going to involve us waiting the current out. But now that we've got the dungeon map, let's go over here to this side. This side is where we need to go, and an introduction to a puzzle that's going to be apparent in this whole entire dungeon. Go ahead and kill these jars here. Yellow rupee there, but I have no name for it. These statues right here, we can lift these up and place it on a switch right here. When we do so, the bars go down on the door. That's going to be the main gimmick of the dungeon, is using these puzzles like those. And we are introduced to another gold Choo-Choo. Gold Choo-Choo. He drops a green jelly. Okay, but in this segment right here, it looks like we can't reach over to that portion over there. But if we wait until the current comes down, you'll notice there's a switch here. Pick a box up, and then just set it on the switch, and the bridge opens up. But we're gonna have to wait until the current gets. Oh, there's a ladder right there. But it's not gonna. Yeah. As you guys see, the gimmick of this room here is you have to go down whenever the current is down. You have to go across when the current is down, and the box lands on the switch, because when the current's up, it lifts it off the switch. Now, when you come over here, there's going to be a little statue right here we need to pick up. An indication that we need to take it to that room. So we're going to have to run across the bridge. Okay, good. The current didn't go up. Let's go through this door here. And you'll notice something right here. Come over here, it looks like there's something that needs to be placed here. Let's go ahead and place this statue right here. When we do so, the gate on the other end of the dungeon will lower, and we have access to that portion. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into Mr. King of Red Lines. And let's get over to that segment right over there. Let's go ahead and sail over here. Well, we're not sailing, we're cruising. You can put your sail up, but there's no point because there's no wind in the dungeon. So, you won't get a burst of speed at all. Oh, really? Of course I would go down whenever I need to get up there. But, we're going to have to wait for the current to get back up. Like I said before, this is the most annoying part of the dungeon, is this first floor. Because you're just waiting. You're just waiting around for the current to activate. Let's go ahead and pick up these statues and place them on the switch. No, mad. Move a little bit. Nope, not throw. Not throw. Not throw. Set. There we go. Pick this up. We need to drop on the switch. There we go. My coordination is a little off this morning. Now this room right here. As you guys can see, there is a unlit torches over there. What this room is, this is actually one of the most difficult portions of the dungeon, I would have to say, is we have to push a box in a line. And there we go. And then we're going to have to wait until the current gets up. And now when the current gets up, we have to light a Beemo stick and get over to that segment over there, because we actually need to do this puzzle. We just need to jump over there before the current goes down and not land in the water, because the fire will go out if if it hits the water. But once you light these torches with the Beemo stick, a treasure chest appears. Now let's open that up. Inside the treasure chest is another small key. So now we have a small key to add to our collection And more Choo-Choos. More gold Choo-Choos. But I'm going to ignore them because they're not important at all. So let's go ahead and jump into this boat over here. Into this boat. This is my boat. What are you talking about? It's my boat. My boat, man. But now, we're done with this side. And you'll probably notice when you came into the dungeon where there's these cracked walls here. Well, let's bomb it. Use the boat's cannon to over here and shoot the walls down. There we go. Now we have revealed the other side to the dungeon. That was really close. I'm really glad that I grabbed that before the current said otherwise. Wow, thanks for shocking me. Yeah, thanks for shocking me again, Mr. Choo-Choo. Now the current's gonna come up here. I forgot to mention that Choo-Choos are kind of invincible when they're in the water because, well, they're just the puddles. When they're in puddle form, they don't take any damage, no matter what you do. So there's no way you can kill them. But actually, I think he's just simply stuck right there. What we want to do is we want to lift up a Boko stick in this room. This is a little minor thing, but we're going to have to probably wait for the current. Yeah. Are you going to come over here, Mr. Choo? Mr. Gold Choo-Choo? He got unstuck. Okay, good. But anyways, we want to light this Boko stick here. We'll wait for the current to get down. Like so. And light these torches over here. Once you light these torches over here, a treasure chest spawns. And we can grab this treasure. Let's go ahead now. Whoa. Current kind of interrupted my battle context here. I don't think we're going to be able to go ahead and kill that Choo-Choo. But inside this treasure chest is simply another joy pendant. So we have another joy pendant to add to our collection of joy pendants. Like I mentioned before, I need 60 of these things in order to get what I want. I think we're sitting at somewhere in the 40s, if I remember correctly. But let's come in this room. Now, we have an introduction to a new enemy in this room. This is the map, by the way. It's a 4-floor dungeon. Forgot to mention that. Let's go ahead and equip the Deku Leaf, because we're going to need that. This is a bubble. You can't hurt it. The only way you can hurt it right now is use the Deku Leaf on it to stun it, and then you can attack it when it's stunned. But that's the only way we can kill it for right now. Later in the dungeon, we will get an item that will kill it instantly, so don't worry about it right now. But inside this treasure chest is a compass. So now we have locations of all the treasure chests in the dungeon. As you guys can see, there's more treasure chests in this room, and then there's more treasure chests up on the upper portions of the room. Now there's another treasure chest in this room, but as you guys can see, we can't really do anything about it right now. There is a ice switch right there, and if you see Link staring at it, that's an indication that there's something in this room that we need to do. When Link stares at something, that's a good indication that you need to pay attention yourself. But that ice switch right there, we won't be able to get it until we get the dungeon item, so we're going to come back to this room later, once we get the item. But now, as soon as the current goes back down, we're going to go into that other room. So we're going to go into that other room and hopefully get another thing that we need. Now if the current will go down, thank you. Hello, Gold Choo-Choo. Finally get a chance to kill you. But it'll come in here. This is a locked room. And inside this room, we're greeted with more Gold Choo-Choos. So let's go ahead and kill these things, because we do need to kill these guys. Because the key to the room is actually by killing all these. This is another one of those kill all the enemies in the room to make something appear kind of rooms. Get away from me, electrified Chew Jelly. Let's go ahead and kill them. Use the boomerang to stun them, and then just simply attack them when they're stunned. In case you didn't know how to kill the gold Choo-Choos by now, if you guys didn't see what I was doing. But as soon as we do so, a gold staircase appears. And then we can pick up another one of these statues. We're going to have to wait until the current goes down. Again! Now, if you drop the statue in the water, I do believe you void. It's kind of a void out kind of sequence, and you have to restart the puzzle. But I don't know. I've never really done it because I never really wanted to experiment with it. So, but anyways, let's go ahead and drop this statue in this place right there. Once you do so, the water in the front stops spewing water, and you'll notice that there is a staircase right there, and that leads to a door. So we're gonna go over there, and well, that was the fastest current I've ever seen. But anyways, let's go over to that staircase, and let's advance into this dungeon. We want to advance in the dungeon. Now let's go ahead and get up here. And I can really just swim over there, I think. Hopefully the current doesn't go down. Okay, good. I don't need the boat for right now. Well, let's go advance in this dungeon. Now, we have an introduction to a new enemy. This is a Beemo Statue. We really can't do anything about it right now. We don't have an item to do anything about it right now. Now, there are rats in this room, and I don't like rats. But we need to pick up these statues while avoiding the Beemo Statue. And we need to drop the statues on the switches right here. Now you notice that there are 3 switches. Well, where's the 3rd statue? I'm the 3rd statue. Yeah, Link is the owl. Link is the owl. I am the 3rd statue. I'm the 3rd activation on the switch. Once we activate all the switches, these platforms will start to raise. And we can actually jump on these platforms right here. And hopefully advance further upwards. Now, in this room, there's something that we need to get. And if you guys remembered, in the previous dungeons, I mentioned something along the lines of, can't really do anything about certain things because we need an item. And we're going to have to backtrack to certain dungeons because of this. Well, we have the item now. It's called bombs. Lay a bomb right here. And I just did that just out of spite. But once you bomb this invisible spot right here, a chest will activate. Inside the chest is something that, well, they did something different for the HD version of this game. I'll show you. When we open this treasure chest, you'll notice we got something, a Tingle statue. This says you got the goddess Tingle statue. It's salty sweet seawater's coating. Its coating is kind of gross. It'll be waiting for you on Tingle Island. These items, you can only access it with the Tingle Tuner in the standard version. If you had the Tingle Tuner equipped, Tingle would have said something along the lines of, place a Tingle Bomb here. And you place the Tingle Bomb, and the statue appeared. Well, since there's no longer Tingle Tuner in this game, in this version of the game, they just have you place regular bombs down on it. So that's what I was meaning by the fact that we needed to backtrack to certain dungeons because of this. Because if you guys remember back at Dragon Roost Cavern and Forbidden Woods, I didn't have bombs. So we're gonna have to go back and to get the other Tingle statues because there's one in every major dungeon. But anywho, that's kind of something they did different in the standard from the standard version of Wind Waker to this game. So I'm going to be backtracking to the previous 2 dungeons later in the game to collect the Tingle statues. But we're going to be visiting those islands soon enough, so don't worry about it right now. You'll notice there's another eye switch right there. Keep that in mind. Because we're going to be... Zappity zap zap. 2 for the price of 1, eh? But anyways, let's go in this room right here. Now you'll notice something in this room. There's a statue right here. Let's go ahead and talk to this slate right here. It says, Seeker the Goddess's Guidepost. Press ZR to call me to guide me to the place of truth. Alright, let's push ZR then. And once we do that, a little statue will follow us. So now we have to navigate this statue through this little maze underneath the bridge. If you guys remember, we could just simply walk across the bridge and get into be just fine. But since we have a little guy, that's following us, we need to navigate over here. Now, after this point right here, you can just pick him up and then jump across this gap. You have to do that. So now, let's go ahead and return the statue back to the main hub area. Now, I was talking about the Tingle statues a little bit, and I didn't really explain that room, but that room that I was just in, the big circular room, that's going to be like the main hub of sorts. As soon as we come in here with the statue, Link puts the statue down, and the statue hops over to its little spot. And a thing activates here. But as soon as we put him down, a slate appears in the middle of the room. And it looks like it has directions. So let's go over and talk to the slate. Okay. It says, there appears to be markings that indicate specific directions. Alright, let's pull out our Wind Waker, because this is what it is. We're learning a new song, folks. Alright, let's change it over to 4/4 time. And play the song. And now we've learned a new song called the Command Melody. My kin wait beyond the doors. Control them and guide them to their place, to the truth, to open the path to the gods. So he's giving us a hint. That song that we just learned, we're going to be using it in like every dungeon from now on. This is more of a dungeon-controlled song more than anything. You only play this in dungeons, but we can actually like use this to control certain inanimate objects. So let's go to the door that's glowing here, and we're gonna go into this room right here. Now you'll notice there's babbles over here. Bubbles, babbles, I've always called them babbles, but I think they're actually pronounced bubbles. But we're gonna completely ignore them for right now and use the grappling hook to jump over here. Just run and come into this room. Now you'll notice that there's another statue over here. So let's go ahead and use a grappling hook to jump over here. Let's go ahead and push ZR to call the statue. Now this is going to be the part where we're going to have to not let him follow us. Because, well, we can't have him follow us over this pit here. But you're probably wondering, it's like, well, why can't you just place him right here? And you got a bridge. Well, how the heck am I going to take him back over there? Because as soon as I've lifted up, the bridge goes away. Well, let's go ahead and stand on it ourselves. And then let's play the command melody. As soon as we play the command melody, we take control of the statue. So now we're a little statue here, doing little hops and everything. And while Link is standing on that switch right there, we can just go on our merry way across the bridge. And then we just push ZR to go back. And then Link can just simply get off the switch and use the grappling hook again, like he just did before, when he first entered this room. And there we go. Now we have both beings on the other side. But at this point right here, we can't really do the same thing that we did before. The only way that we can advance in this dungeon is just simply putting him down. Because as soon as we put him down, you'll notice that, well, that gate on that door opens up. And we have no. I don't have my Deku Leaf equipped. He's chasing me. Oh gosh. I know. Okay, now he's dead. Now let's push A. Let's go ahead and pull out the Pirate's Charm. Link, it is I, the King of Red Lions. I'm afraid there are some areas in which you will not be able to bring the servants of the tower. But do not fear leaving them behind. Once you've awakened them, they will wait patiently for your return. Of this, I assure you. So he's giving us a hint right now that we can't really advance any further in the dungeon right now. The only way we can do right now is simply go over to that door that we just unlocked. So let's go ahead and grapple hook over there. We'll probably activate that bubble over there. No, we're not going to. Okay, good. Now let's go into this room right here. Now in this room, I'm gonna have to equip something. I'm going to equip my picto box. You're probably knowing what's in here. Let's go ahead and open up the door. As soon as we open up the door, we are greeted with a gigantic knight. Say hello to a dark knight. This is going to be an enemy we're going to be seeing across our journey a lot. So I'm going to take a picture of him right off the bat, so we're going to have to deal with him later. But anyways, you can't really attack Mr. Dark Knight. As you guys can see, well, he's got armor. The only way you can actually attack him is by using parry attacks on him. When you do a parry attack and you do a jump over his head, you'll knock off his helmet. But what you can do is whenever you are behind him, or you can use this parry attack. If you use this parry attack, you'll knock off his armor, and then he's susceptible to attacks. Let's go ahead and have him use a column as our shield. Ow! I'm trying to do a parry attack, Mr. Knight. But Dark Knights aren't really that bad of an enemy. I'm gonna say that right now. They're really not that bad. I mean, yeah, they do a lot of damage, but they are predictable. That's the thing. The Dark Knights are really predictable enemies. But as soon as we kill the Dark Knight, a treasure chest appears. And now let's go ahead and burst open his sphere here. Dark Knights are the enemies that carry the Knight's Crest. So we need 10 of these things in order to get something from Orca back at Outside Island. But you can actually pick up their swords and knock down these columns. And sometimes they drop like really good goodies, but for some reason they're not really giving me good goodies. But anyways, let's go ahead and open this chest right here. Inside this treasure chest is the hero's bow. This is the dungeon item for the Tower of the Gods. The hero's bow has got to be one of the most useful items in this entire game. So we can shoot arrows with the bow, and we can carry up to 30 arrows at this time. So let's go ahead and equip this this new item we got. So now let's go ahead and exit this room.